Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. In this video, I'm going to be talking about and using for the very first time this makeup brush cleaner. And this is by FLIILIGHTS. I have worked with this company before and they sent me this product to try out. I was very excited because I've seen something like this before, but I've never used it myself. I just used one of those little silicone pads to wash my brushes, but this is a very cool little like electronic brush cleaner. So here is the little, I don't know what you would call this. It's like the brush spinner. It takes 2 batteries and there is just the switch on top here. You just turn it on. This thing starts spinning around, as you can see, and then you just switch it off. It's very user-friendly. It comes with all of these brush holders. They're made of silicone, and there is a holder for every single brush that you have. And then you've got this plastic water bowl. And then what I like to use is my trusted MAC brush cleaner, which I've had forever. I also use this blender cleanser, which is for the beauty blender, but I also use it for brushes. So I just put a little bit of water in here. I don't like to fill it to the top because I don't want it to spray everywhere. I'm going to start off with this Real Techniques brush right here. I use this one for bronzing and contouring, so it's going to probably be very dirty. And then you just try to fit it into whichever silicone holder is going to work best. And then here, there's a triangle that you attach the brush spinner to. So it's very self-explanatory. You want to make sure that the brush holder is going to hold your brush nice and snug. So you just fit it on there just like so. You don't have to push it all the way in, just as long as it doesn't fall out. And then this is what it looks like when it starts spinning. It's pretty funny. So I went ahead and put some of the blender cleanser in the water, and then I'm going to go ahead and start spinning the brush. And now what I found is when you have it in the middle, it starts to kind of wobble a little bit. So what I like to do is make sure the brush is touching the side of the bowl, and that way you can see that it's inside the water and it's being cleansed. Because here I'll show you from the top. If you put it in the middle, it just starts to kind of blow the water to the sides, and then when you press it down, it starts to wobble. If it goes on the side, you can see it is all the way underneath the water and it is spinning and being cleansed. And then what you want to do is make sure you spin it for at least 10 seconds to make sure a lot of the makeup has come off. And so you can see here that the water has turned a little bit brown. It's kind of soapy because obviously the soap is in there, but I'll show you the brush here. It's not totally clean, but you can see that the bristles are starting to get whiter. And so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water for a little bit longer. And it doesn't really say that there's a limit to how long you can have it under the water, just as long as it gets nice and clean. And here you can see the bristles are getting a lot lighter. And then I use my MAC brush cleaner, which is so magical. It really does the job. You see how the dirt comes flying, not dirt, but the makeup comes flying off the brush and into the water. It's a really great cleanser and it works very fast. But if you don't want to buy anything specific for brushes, you can also just use Dawn or some type of antibacterial soap. And here is the brush. It's super clean now, and you can see the bristles are really white. So here I'm going to go ahead and hold it above the water and spin it and dry it. And you don't have to spin it inside the bowl. You could just spin it in your sink, and I'll show you here what it looks like. And when you're done, the bristles kind of flare out a little bit. So don't be alarmed. You just go ahead and press it all back into place. Okay, next step is this MAC eyeshadow brush. So with this brush, I'm going to just dip it right into the water. I'm not going to add anything to the brush. And again, tipping it to the side of the bowl. And then I'm going to go ahead and spin it dry. As you can see, all the water come off of it into the bowl, which is really nice because then you know you get a really dry brush. And here's what it looks like outside of the bowl. It's pretty cute. And then again, when it dries, it's going to flare out, and then you just press it back into place. Next, I'm going to do this really large brush. I use this for bronzing, and it is very large, so I don't know if a lot of people will have this type of brush, but we'll see how it fits in this little bowl. So I put a little bit more water, and I'm going to use the MAC brush cleaner and pour it all over the brush to make sure I can get it nice and clean. And then once I put it in the bowl, I want to let you know that it doesn't spin very well because the brush is so big. I could use this in a separate bigger bowl that I would have in my kitchen somewhere. So just be mindful of that. You might not even have a brush this big, but all you have to do is just pull the brush a little bit higher if you're using a really large brush that is really hard to turn, and then it starts cleaning it. So as you can see here, it didn't do that great of a job because the brush is so big, but I'm going to go ahead and show you really quick how much this actually does clean by spinning it dry. You can see all the makeup come off. So instead of sticking it back in the bowl, I went ahead and just cleansed it in the sink with my little silicone pad. And as you can see, it did a really good job of cleaning it. I wouldn't put this back in the bowl because the bowl is too small. Again, if you wanted to use a larger bowl, that would work, but I went ahead and just used my little silicone pad. But the spin brush wasn't a total loss because I still used it to dry my brush, and it did such a good job of drying this brush. And look at here, it's really fluffy. I just mold it back into place with my fingers, and the drying time is so much less than trying to hang it or put it on top of a towel, so it's still a win. And now I'm just going to show you what it's like to use it with the blender cleanser, which is a soap. So what I like to do is run the soap all over the brush with my fingers and then let it sit there for a few seconds and then dip it into the water and again spin it. I can't say that I prefer the brush cleanser by MAC over the blender cleanser. They both work really good, but if you don't want to spend the money on the MAC one and you just want to get a soap like Dawn that's antibacterial, you can also do that. And as you can see here, using that soap, rubbing it with my fingers and then dipping it in the water did such an amazing job, and the bristles are nice and bright and white. I went ahead and dumped all the water out. I'm going to show you how much water actually gets wrung out by using the spin brush, and you can see there all the water come out. Normally I would just press the brush into a towel and then hang it upside down to dry on one of my towel racks, and as you can see there, again, it's nice and fluffy. A ton of water has come out, and then I just shape it back into place. So here's all the water that got wrung out. It's pretty impressive. If not the cleaning aspect of this spin brush, I do value the drying benefit. So once again, speaking of the drying, I'm going to show you how I'm going to just spin this brush into the sink, and you can see how much makeup comes out. I find that I don't have to waste any additional water because I'm not trying to wring all of this makeup off, and then I don't have to dirty any extra towels because all of this makeup would normally be brushed onto a towel. So those two features alone, I really, really value the drying benefit. So there you guys have it, my little demo and review of this brush cleanser. I really like it. I do find that it is kind of fun to use, and you don't have to waste a ton of water. Whatever you use in the bowl, you can reuse for other brushes and then dump it out when it gets really gross. And then also, like I said, the drying benefit, you would normally have to wait, to have these dry overnight, dirty your towels. And I know I could have washed these brushes, a couple of these brushes, a little bit better, but for the sake of this video, I was trying to just get it done with my kids playing in the background. But I do like how clean they turned out. So let me know your thoughts. Now I'm going to share with you some of the other products that FLIILIGHTS sent me. So they sent me this little mirror. This is great for traveling. This is a 5x magnification mirror. I actually reviewed the other product that they have that is very similar to this, but the one that I previously reviewed is a 10x magnification, and these both take batteries, and this is great for travel. I don't think that this is great for travel for like every day if you are just trying to have a mirror in your purse, but definitely if you are staying in a hotel and you just want to have a mirror that is going to be magnified when you do your makeup. And then another thing they sent me is this compact mirror. It just fits right there in the palm of my hand. And then this one, the light automatically comes on when you open up the compact, which I think is really nice. And this one is definitely great to have in your purse. It'll fit perfectly, and it's nice to have a little mirror, especially if you are someplace dark or you don't want to run to the bathroom to check on your makeup, or if you have food in your teeth, and you can charge it right there. It doesn't take any batteries. And then you can actually use this to use as a power bank. So you can plug into your phone. They give you this nifty little adapter so you can plug in the USB directly into a USB, and then you can have the mini USB plug into your phone. So I was told that this will charge an iPhone. I'm not quite sure. I plugged it into my phone and it didn't look like it was charging my phone. Maybe it's because I have a Samsung, but the light is blinking right here, and perhaps it is actually charging the compact versus using it as a power bank for my phone, but I don't know. And then this is the last thing that they sent me. This is kind of like a Lumi case, but this is a very lightweight case for an iPhone. You can charge it right there, and then you got the power button right there. You've got a little light on the outside of your case if you want to use it that way, or you can also use it as a selfie light. It's got 3 settings: low, medium, and bright. So for information and links to all of these products, I will leave everything down in the description box below. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. In my next giveaway, I will be including the iPhone case and the 5x magnification mirror. And so be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next giveaway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.